Hot yoga problems. I got them. I got them. Oh my gosh, do I got these problems? Oh, they are abundant. They are all consuming. They are transcendent. These hot yoga problems. Why? Why would I come to class early and there's someone earlier than me because he's crazy? Does this guy start doing backflips, handstands, figure four up in the air? What the hell, man? What are you doing? The class hasn't even started. We're there early, dude. We're the early birds to get the worms, as that old cliche says. The early yogi gets the ujjayi. I don't know. I'm just telling you, I get there early. You guys know this about me at this point. If you listen to this project with any regularity, you know that I prefer to get to my spot way ahead of schedule so I can do some breathing exercises and get in the mental state of destruction that's about to take place. But I'm just telling you, there's this occasional thing that happens. It's not limited to today. It's happened in the past. I'm just triggered to reference it today, for today's problem. Let's just say this. It's the other early birds who are crazy. I'm an early bird. I'm an early yogi. I want the ujjayi blast. But golly, man, I don't want to get in there to start like pre-gaming. If I did, I'd be doing like cat-cows, child's pose. You know, I would be doing some sedation. I don't know. It was not like I'm going to be right into handstands. How are you doing a handstand before you even warmed up? Maybe this guy's already done a yoga class. He's like going back to back from some other studio. I don't understand how you can possibly just roll into class before the class started. It's not even like 2 minutes. It's like 15 minutes before class has started. This guy's working up a sweat. Handstand, arm planks, one-eye willy. What are the poses? One-eyed jackrabbit. I don't even know, man. Anyway, it just throws me off a little bit because I'm in there, it's chill, and I just hear these thud, 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 thud. Like people are like, you know, pounding glass in the floor. What the hell, man? I'm barely awake. Give a brother a break, bro. But I did a good job today. I mean, let's try to think positively, not always negatively, because problems can be overcome. All problems are solvable, as someone once said. I don't know, an optimist. There are no problems that we can't surmount. I believe that to a degree, not entirely, but mostly. And for yoga problems, hot yoga problems, this problem is not surmountable. However, because I can't control it, nor should I. I could social shame and say, hey, man, can we just keep it down in the back? Can you stop jumping around like a damn chipmunk on acid? I don't know what this guy's doing. It's amazing. Good for him. Actually, I've flipped my perspective. I respect it. And maybe next time I'll be that crazy dude. Maybe I need to like hit up a crack pipe before I come to yoga class, so I'm all energized and ready to rock. I don't know. I'm always up for a challenge. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. I did discover something on the way into class today. It was one of those days. Have you ever had this on the way to work or an event where, you know, if you live anywhere in the urban area, so I'm assuming that any of you probably live in the D.C. area, or if not, you live somewhere with stoplights. You live with a world of traffic. Is there any part of the world that's not affected by traffic these days? Is there any place where you could just like hit it up 70, 80 miles an hour on the, I don't know, man, probably in the out west somewhere. I haven't been out there, so I don't know. I can't speak to that. I'm just talking about my own experience. man, I'm hitting it pretty good on the way home, too. Usually I'm going to hit some traffic. And by that, I mean, stoplight. See the city, see the zoo. Traffic light won't let me through. Yes, hey, we are all slaves to the traffic light. Trey Anastasio, that's correct. And I'm just telling you, occasionally, it's an incredible feeling when you try to get somewhere and all the lights are green. It's like, wow, they're just in synchronicity, man. Boom, boom, green, 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 right down Clarendon Boulevard. Wow, the world is going to go my way. It's just a crazy feeling that you get. That's what happened today. So I left, and I got to my yoga class in like 5 minutes flat. I was early, dude. And this particular yogi instructor, she's there early, so I bolted in. I was the first person. That's not usual. I mean, usually I'm like second, third, fourth, maybe. There's usually some people who are more insane than I am. They're more type A, they're more crazy, and they want to get there for their particular spot. But I was the first one in, but then right behind me, this dude bolted in, man. He was ready to, and unlike me, I go to the what do we call it, the bathroom, the changing room, to like unload my jacket and shoes. This dude runs up the stairs. He's got to have his spot. I'm almost inclined. I don't know, this would be very vindictive and silly, and it'd be fun, but I don't know, it could result in some craziness. I'm kind of like, man, someday I want to come here and just take that dude's spot and throw him off his game and see what happens. I mean, would he ask me to move? Because I go in sometimes and someone's in my spot. But guess what? It's not your spot, man. This is community spots. How do we feel about this? I will tell you, man, I'm a big fan of the movie theaters of the modern era where you pick a seat in advance. You're like, yo, I want this ticket on the aisle so I can bust out of here so I don't have to watch the credits. Because who watches credits? If you're the type of person that sits in the theater to the very end of the film, I don't know, I'm judging you. I think that's a little unusual. As soon as the movie's over, it's time to leave. The credits are nice. You can look those up online. You really just sit there? Now, I appreciate it if there's a movie where they do like hijinks and outtakes, I can jam with that. I will sit there and watch. But I guess it's like, those Marvel movies, they put all those like secret scenes at the very end to make people sit through the credits. Talk about imposing costs on society. Goodness gracious. But back to the reserved seating situation. You don't do that in yoga, man. You don't do that. Although I will tell you, there was one studio I went to back in the day, a couple years ago, pre-COVID era, in the city, that did, in fact, have reserved seating. Reserve matting, I guess is what you would call it. And it was extraordinary. And I loved it because I could get my spot. I know where I want to be. And you don't have to stress out about that. So anyway, there's no reserved seating in the current situation. Most studios don't have such a policy. But clearly there are people like me and others who have a habit, Human beings are creatures of habit. I mean, is this not an obvious thing? Is anyone out there completely crazy and just randomly? I'm going to go to my office today. I'm going to take the long way. I'm going to just take a crazy way. I'm going to take a new way to the shopping mall today. No, we all have our habits, our routines, our rituals. We know where we're doing. We know where we're going. If you've got the yoga, lesson, a yoga session on your radar, you're like, I know how I'm getting there. I know where I'm going to be. I know how I want to start the class in child's pose. And if that gets thrown off in any way, if a barrier gets thrown up, detour, delay, someone's in your spot, the studio's closed, the heater's broken, whatever it is, these are problems. You gotta you gotta circumnavigate. Like Magellan. Do you think that guy knew what he was doing? Yes. I don't even know, really. I'm sure he did. We still say his name. So clearly he was, ahead of his time. I want to be like the Magellan of yoga. I want to go in there and just avoid, any obstacle you throw up. If someone comes in there and starts doing handstands, I'm okay. I'm going to hit my mindfulness app up and do 2 sessions of 5-minute breathing exercises. Ow! Yeah! Get in that mental state. Don't let this distraction affect your ability to have a dominant session. Of course. Yeah, that's right. Oh, What a day. What a day. As I pull into my driveway and say good day to my yogi friends. Until next time. Namaste, mofos.